Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode. In today's how-to, we're going to show you how to load bulk film. I'm not convinced about the financial savings of doing this, but the one advantage for me is that you can load films into the lengths that you want to load. One of the issues I've run into recently when testing cameras is putting a 36 exposure roll in. It's a lot for me to shoot in a couple of days. I've currently got 3 cameras with film in and I haven't finished shooting them. So I'd like to load some films that are only maybe 12 long, that I can develop easily. I know you can cut it out of the camera and everything, but I thought I'd make a video out of the process. 35mm film is available in long lengths. It normally comes in 15 meters and 30 meters, which is equivalent to about 50 foot and 100 foot. And you can buy these on eBay or from any reputable photo dealer. This is a bulk film loading machine. This is a Jessop's one, and it's basically a light type box. And you'll need a dark room or a changing bag. I use a changing bag. A dark bag, and it comes and you load the roll into this part here. So just a big roll. This holds 100 foot, this holds 30 meters of film, and there's a little light type trap, and you feed the film through, so at the end of the film is just sticking out here. Okay, on the back we have how you open the back up. This back part comes off. We have a reminder, this has HP5 in it, so it's set to 400 just to remind me what speed the film is in here. We also have a scale on here that shows us how much film is left. This was a 30 meter roll and it's down now to about 11 meters, so about 40 foot, just under 40 foot left in there. Obviously when it's empty it comes down to 0. We have a frame counter here that we can use to count the number of frames that we've actually wound on. And you also need obviously some storage containers. And again, you can buy these online. These are reusable cassettes. I wouldn't reuse them too often because these light traps here do wear out. And unlike the normal ones, these undo at the end and they come apart. You can put them back together. There's a little arrow on there, and there you can go like that. You're also going to need some tape. I've got a variety of tapes here. I've got my old trusty black electrical insulation tape. I've got a little thing of sellotape. I've also got some masking tape. You can buy special tape for it because it is normally super sticky. The one issue I run into when I use some of these tapes, particularly masking tape or sellotape, is if your camera has a power wind, like some of the more modern SLR style cameras. I'm trying to think, that EOS 100 that I tested the other day, that had a power wind. It tends to rip the film out of the cassette, so you have to put the camera in the dark bag and unload it, which is a bit of a pain. I don't have any of the proper tape. Could reuse the tape off of the 120 films, the tape that they used to hold the film onto the backing paper. So the way this works is you open it up. As you can see, there's a chamber at the top here, and we have our let's move this out of the way so you can actually see what's going on. See if that's actually in the shot so you can see what's happening. So obviously the film goes through the camera. Emulsion is facing that way. The emulsion on this is on the underside. So this is the emulsion side, this is just the plastic back coating. So when we load this into there, I'm going to pull out a bit of this and we're going to attach this to the centre of our film spool. I'm going to try it with sellotape. I don't really use sellotape very often for this. I normally use masking tape. As I said, I've had some issues with masking tape. in the past. So we just hold this onto there, we get a bit of tape, and we just tape the film onto there, obviously making sure that the film is going in the right way, so the emulsion's facing down, so this part is sitting towards me, and obviously we put that into the outer container, and we feed the film through the light trap like so. So we get to that stage, and then obviously we have this end piece, and it has this little sort of pointy arrow bit on it. We put that so it's at the top, and we turn it, and that's it locked in there. And then we just push this in to here, like so. This light tight cover comes down, and then we have a little crank handle, and the crank handle goes in, and obviously it connects into the central core. So if I reset the counter to 0, and then all you do is wind it round. You can see there goes eBay again. So that's 10, 12, and obviously I want 3 for loading. So that's my 15. I take the crank handle out. I open up the top. A pair of scissors is handy. Hook the cassette out, grabbing hold of the film, pull it out a little bit, and just cut the end of it off. Now you can buy templates to cut the leader shape. Normal film has, let me just show you on one of these. Commercial bought film has this cut out leader on it. You can see that our film is loaded correctly because it's curling towards the emulsion side, so it's loaded the correct way. So that's lucky for me. I'm showing you the wrong way of doing it, which should be interesting. Oop. Yeah, but you can buy a template for it. I guess you could make one yourself, or you could make one out of cardboard. All I tend to do is I just tend to snip a rough approximation to it. So there's a 15 exposure roll of HP5 ready to shoot. And we just put that into one of those safe storage containers. Probably worth putting a label on there so we know what it is, because there isn't any real labelling on these. There's no printing on it. So I'll just stick a bit of masking tape on there. Get the pen out. That's probably a bit too big a pen. Oh god, yeah. Something like a Sharpie or something like that will do the job. And then we just write on there it's HP5 plus, and it's 400. But this film dates from 2005, 2004 actually, I think. So it's coming on for 15 years. So as you know, the rule is for every 10 years past expiry, you would put an extra stop. You'd overexpose by a stop. So instead of being 400, this would be 200. So I think I loaded this in 2004. It's been in the fridge, but I think I'm going to give it a stop. Maybe a stop and a half of overexposure. So I'll put on there plus 1.5. So I know. And then I'm just going to load some more of them. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you found it interesting. Like I say, from a financial point of view, I don't really think this saves. Looking up the prices of bulk film, by the time you bought these cassettes, by the time you bought the bulk loader itself, I'm not really that convinced that you're going to save much money over buying pre-packaged consumer film. But where it does help out, I think, is that you can roll films of the size that you want to roll. For example, these are like 12-shot films, so it makes it a lot easier for me when I'm testing out cameras that I'm working on or repairing, etc. Checking the light tightness of. I know you can use the black tape on a camera, but it's just another option. If you can get hold of bulk film at a reasonable price, I think in the UK the Kentmere film is quite a good price. I think 100 foot of that's about £40, and you'll get 2036 exposure films out of 100 feet. So that's just over £2 a roll, so that may well be worth doing. I've not seen colour film available in bulk. Movie film, like the Cinestill and the Kodak stuff, you may be able to get that in bulk. But yeah, that's bulk film loading. You can store this in the fridge, that's where I keep it, and you can just wind off film as you need it in the sizes that you need. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, subscribe, comment down below, etc. And I hope to see you in the next one.